Hello there and greetings everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So here we are, another cold, snowy, dark, dingy day here in southern Ontario, otherwise known as Upper Canada, or the other way around if you prefer. Oddly enough, we're doing an episode here with a individual that is actually from Lower Canada, which we also know as Quebec. So without further ado, I want to welcome you here to an episode of Metal. Metal is a series of shows that I do every second week in which I talk about a band that falls within the heavy metal category of music. There's all kinds of different genres here and subgenres. This actually may be the most subgenre of any of them. Definitely a lot of stuff to figure out, that's for sure. So I've been doing this series now, or this show. It's been moved around a little bit, but I'm trying to find a steady spot for it. Ultimately it'll go on the Friday night, but for now I'm keeping it on the Saturday, primarily because of my work schedule. And the weather hasn't helped either because it requires a mighty amount of my attention outside when it's snowing and doing that kind of stuff. So today, this episode's actually done and going to be performed, which is good. I didn't get to do it last week. We had a kind of a major storm, I would say, and which the internet was kind of intermittent, to put it best. You could start, but I didn't want to keep wasting time starting and then redoing it again. So I just said, I'll put it off till next week, which is this week. So the band I've chosen today to do metal for is called Dark Cluster. Some of you may remember that I did an episode of What's New, the first episode of the year, on the first release, on the newest release by the band, which was Silver Tomb, released January 1st. 2024. If you want to see that episode on that album, you can go back and check out the last 2 or 3 What's New episodes. You'll find it. It'll be the first one of the year anyways. So back to what we're talking about here. So this band was put together by Akim Clocher, who is from Victoriaville, Quebec, Canada. So I'm trying to help out a brother here. And he plays all the instruments on the album, all the guitars, the bass, the drums, percussion, keyboards, synthesizers, and actually there's some growl vocals on one of the albums. All the other albums are all what we would call instrumental, so there's no vocals at all. But the first album that they put out, Spirit of the Void, had some growling like vocals on this. I'm assuming he did them himself since nobody was listed for doing them. So this guy's been around since about he released his first one, Spirit of the Void, of course, September 14th, 2000. He's pretty I would say he's above average in all the music, all of the instrumentation he plays. The bass is good. The drums are very good. Guitar is really good. The keyboards and the synthesizers are both good as well. So he's certainly talented enough. And as you'll probably figure this out, and many people who follow metal will know this, that many of these bands out there are one-man bands in which one guy is doing everything here. The drumming is actually good, though. That's usually the weakest part of most of these type of bands' music, but in his case it isn't. I think it's one of the stronger points. Very talented individual. He's put together 3 albums that I like. All 3 of them I like. I've listened to all 3 of them now. It's definitely a black metal feel, but also there's a fair bit of speed metal and thrash metal on these albums, as well as the first album probably has more than the other 2, but not a ton more, but it does have more. It also has some elements of progressive metal here as well. There is some acoustic bits. There is some more kind of melodic sounding stuff. Very spacey in a lot of cases. it's all the albums are meant. If you see all the album covers, they're all meant to be in outer space. The first album, Spirit of the Void, released September 14, 2020, which I think I already mentioned. This album has the growl vocals on it. It's almost a concept album, but I'm not sure what the concept would be. It's probably be more like a story album. He's telling a story of the Earth getting destroyed by a kind of... actually, I have some notes here, so I may refer to them a bit, just so I don't screw this up if I can find my glasses. Look at that. Everything's working good today. It's got to happen once in a while. So, they're a little bit foggy. Still kind of cold in here. I had the door wide open while I was doing stuff, so it's left it a little bit cold. Anyways, it's a spaceborne mutant, kind of a being which was born in space, mystic, very destructive. It destroys the Earth, and that's what the story's kind of about. That's why I think there's a little bit of that growl vocals here to create that kind of atmosphere. Very death metal sounding here. This whole album has a lot of that on it. But there's some excellent kind of guitar riffs throughout the song as well. The keyboards are really good. The synthesizers, they both add a kind of atmosphere, a kind of spacey feel to this whole thing, right? Which is, I think, was what he was trying to capture, and he did a good job of it. He plays all the instruments, so it's very well done, I think. I like this album the best of the three, mostly because it's a story, and I tend to like that kind of thing. So, yeah, excellent album. The second album, which is called A Plummet Through the Void and Beyond, which was released July the 1st this last year, 2023. Another kind of a speed metal, thrash metal kind of thing. No vocals on this particular album. It does have quite a few parts where there is just a kind of a melancholy feel to it. It slows down. You get an acoustic guitar bit here and there, a little bit of piano on occasions too. The synthesizers, again, adding that kind of spacey feel to it as well. But primarily, this is a lot of thrash and speed metal sound to it. But really good. I think this is, to my opinion, is probably the weakest of the three albums at this point in time. I've only listened to this one once, the other two a couple times already. So the next album, or the third album that he put out in January 1st, so just a few weeks ago. I did a video on it. If you want to go back and watch that, you can. This is another really good album. Lots of speed here, lots of thrash. No vocals on this album either. It's all instrumental. There are quite a few more little bits of instrumental which involve acoustic guitar, and it's less metal sounding, a very kind of a mellow sounding to it. But I think the best individual tracks may be on this album. It doesn't really tell a story, but it's really good. The album cover is fantastic, of course. All three of them are really good. Yeah, so this is a guy who I think that if you like that kind of storytelling, you like thrash, you like some black metal, if you like speed metal, if you like symphonic parts to your music, all three of the albums have that as well. I think you'll enjoy these albums. I enjoyed them quite a bit. I'm not really I've not really dwelled too far into this kind of stuff yet, but the show's been going on for a while now, and I'm getting stronger. I'm starting to know which type of metal I'm listening to, and starting to figure out what is the stuff I like the most. And this stuff I liked quite a bit. It's very good. So I hope you will have enjoyed this episode of Metal, and check this band out, Dark Cluster. That's what it's called. Akeem Cloutier. Please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. Any comments about the group, the album, or anything, you can leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And so just a couple of things before I let you go. We will be doing the Sabbath series that I promised a couple episodes ago. I think Thursday night. I wasn't sure I was going to do it, but it looks like the weather's going to break a bit, which will then leave me an opportunity to spend some time to put this thing together, which I've looking forward to doing. I have some kind of feel about what I want to do. But the title of it will be called Masterpiece, and it'll be featuring Black Sabbath. 7 episodes in total, 1 on each of the Masterpiece albums as I see them. These are not the definitive masterpieces. Everybody hears things differently. I'm not going to say these are the masterpieces we're doing. These are according to out there. They're not. These are my masterpieces, the ones I consider masterpieces, and I will talk about why I consider them masterpieces as well. So there'll be 1 for each of the 7 albums we're going to do. And I did the dice thing again, so I rolled the dice, and highest number is going to go first, and then so on down till we get to the final one. And I've already done that, so I know what albums are going first. I know who's going to be final. It kind of actually worked out pretty good. It wasn't too bad. So they're not in any kind of definitive order as to how I like them. I like them all. They're all masterpieces for me, so there's no problem with any of that. So we'll be doing 1 episode each, and I'll be talking about certain aspects of them, and I will explain that when I do the series on the starting Monday morning at 8 o'clock. They will go through till Sunday at 8, so the last episode will run then. I'm looking forward to doing this. I've wanted to do this for a while. I finally get a chance to put it together, and we're going to do that. And I hope you will enjoy it. Also look for the final episode of Kiss the Originals, the mini-series I'm doing, a 4-parter, in which I'm doing 1 of each of the original members of the band. The final one will come out this Sunday, featuring none other than legendary guitarist Ace Frehley. So I hope to see you then on Sunday. Not this Sunday, the following Sunday, sorry. This Sunday, we already know that it'll be Gene Simmons. He'll be out tomorrow. And hopefully you will enjoy these last 2 episodes of Kiss the Originals. So I hope to see you then, and have yourself a good night. Take care, and goodbye.